Guys, they said that Olori Ashley and the elders are now working hard to make sure that Dr. Elizabeth leave the palace. E be like say Dr. Elizabeth's prayer has started spoiling things for Olori Ashley again. But because when Queen Naomi was in the palace, they thought that it's because of Kabiyesi. Olori Ashley love Kabiyesi and want to have Kabiyesi as husband too. That is why she was fighting Queen Naomi to make sure that Queen Naomi leave the palace. But we later found out that it's because of Queen Naomi's prayers is also spoiling things for Olori Ashley. Yes, because they said that she's a priestess. But now we found out that her own priestess work is not the genuine one. That she's that kind of priestess that does bad thing. Yes, that is what we heard. Because you cannot tell me that she's a priestess and she will have Queen Naomi's picture in her room doing a lot of incantation every morning, fighting against Queen Naomi's husband, fighting against her from coming back to her husband. And you tell me that she's a priestess. That kind of priestess is a royal priestess, fake one. And it's those kind of priestess that they don't like people praying around them. Okay, because of Dr. Elizabeth, I started praying in the palace. So Dr. Elizabeth is now praying. We heard that Dr. Elizabeth's prayer life is now very, very high. Like she now prays as if it was when she was in the palace. Because she found out that it's because of prayer that Queen have been surviving, overcoming all the things that these people are doing against her. And she decided to lighten up her prayer life. So because of that, they said that the elders, you know that some of these elders, you see them, when they are moving without their cat and this thing, when Queen was in the palace, they cannot move in that environment, that palace environment without their cat and they walk as attack people. When Queen was there, Queen used prayer to break their wings, that they can't even fly at night. That was why they also team up to fight that Queen should leave the palace. Okay, Queen now left the palace, so Kabiyesi said that he's no longer comfortable with the Oloris in the palace. But Queen and Kabiyesi agreed that that Dr. Elizabeth should stay in the palace. Yes, they had it as meeting and they agreed that she should stay. And since then, Kabiyesi and Dr. Elizabeth had been in the palace. They don't have issue with that. Queen have been visiting the palace. No issue have been arising or have arisen. The Oloris, when they come to the palace, I know that they used to feel jealous for Dr. Elizabeth. But right now, since then, none of them talked about Dr. Elizabeth should leave the palace. So even Olori Ashley said she did not say anything like Dr. Elizabeth should leave the palace. It's now that we are hearing that because of they have seen that Dr. Elizabeth's fire, as in prayer life, is now too high. They now started saying that it's not that Dr. Elizabeth must leave the palace. So since all of them have left, that if Kabiyesi decide that they should leave, everybody must leave. It's not only Dr. Elizabeth that will stay. Like Dr. Elizabeth is also a wife like them. That if Kabiyesi want to do this, let him remove partiality aside, and send Dr. Elizabeth out. It was Ashley, it's not even the Oloris. Ashley and some of the elders, as we heard it allegedly. She's the one saying all of this thing that Dr. Elizabeth should leave. What is she doing there? That is it, when Queen will now come back finally to the palace, that they are not going to cooperate well. Is it because of Queen is still outside? That is why it seems as if they can stay. That they cannot stay. That Dr. Elizabeth is not a good person. Dr. Elizabeth is not what we think that she is. That she will start jealousing Queen when Queen will come back to the palace. So if Kabiyesi knows what is good for him now, let him send her out immediately. Let him send her out. Let her go outside the palace. My people, Dr. Elizabeth is a good person. And she has proven to us that she's a good person. Yes. She has proven to us that she's a good person. It's not today that it started. Since the very first beginning that Dr. Elisabeth entered the palace, Dr. Elisabeth found out that Queen Kabiyesi, what Kabiyesi needs is someone that will respect him, respect his union with Queen Naomi, help him to bring back Queen Naomi, and love Queen Naomi the way the person will love him. And Dr. Elizabeth have shown that what he wants is the happiness of his husband. And that is why he loved Queen Naomi so much. He helped Kabiyesi to make sure that Queen Naomi comes back to the palace. If not for Dr. Elizabeth's effort in all of these things, I don't know whether Queen Naomi would have come back. If not, that God also wants her to come back. Wow. So they are saying that Dr. Elizabeth is not good, is not a good person, that Kabiyesi should be careful. Kabiyesi should send her out immediately. What is Kabiyesi still waiting for? This and that. They just, and the people are now like, okay, now you are telling us that you are not even the good priestess we thought you are. You are not that thing we thought you are. Now you are showing us that you are bad priestess, because it's only bad priestess that will always fight her own husband. So we heard the other time that she even went to Yamulu to collect more power, saying that they should give her more power. That they should give her more power. That this thing that is happening in the palace, she's no longer comfortable. She wants to use this, she wants to do that. And that is why we heard that the other time that it's because of she's not a good priestess. That is why we heard that that time that artifact something happened, she commanded flood, and the water filled everywhere in the palace. You see, which kind priestess that love his husband that will be doing all of this? Now maybe Dr. Elizabeth has started praying. Dr. Elizabeth prayer has started touching them, because with those evil elders too that is in the palace, that is fighting, and that is working together with the Olori Calabash. They are not the ones saying that Dr. Elizabeth must leave the palace, so that as long as others leave, that Dr. Elizabeth must also leave. Did Kabiyesi complain? Did Queen Naomi complain to them that Dr. Elizabeth is not obeying, or Dr. Elizabeth is no longer what they thought she is? You see, for this life, no balance, no balance at all. Anyway, when I heard this one, I was like, even Tadenika herself doesn't even want Dr. Elizabeth to leave the palace, because I know that when the time they said that Dr. Elizabeth and Kabiyesi and Queen Naomi had a meeting concerning Dr. Elizabeth leaving the palace, Tadenika was said no, that Dr. Elizabeth is not going anywhere. But do they want to send away her brothers and sisters? So that is why they considered allowing Dr. Elizabeth to stay in the palace. So Dr. Elizabeth is going to stay in the palace. Let these people stop their evil doings. Dr. Elizabeth's prayers will spoil everything for them, and that is how it is going to happen. Queen Naomi will also come back, and they will team up together and pray, and they will liberate that palace. Anyway, so my people, don't forget that all of these are all alleged information. It's from Amiibo headquarters. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you, and God bless you. Love you guys. Bye.